with up to 10 times the resolution of other local radars and technology that can pinpoint right down to your street.
First just got faster. Live from Augusta, breaking news.
Good evening. We're just learning about how 3 counties were involved in a high-speed car chase this afternoon that led to the arrest of a 23-year-old with stolen and counterfeit goods. Washington County deputies say that this started near Highway 88 in the area of Jordan Mill Road. So I'll take y'all here to this map. It started around here, went through Rennes, and then eventually ended its way into Augusta. So going through 3 counties of Washington, Jefferson, then ending over in Richmond County in Augusta. And a deputy clocked a car on the radar driving 95 miles per hour through a 55 mile an hour zone, eventually saying that this reached speeds of 120 miles per hour. Now, here are some of the pictures from the chase provided by the Washington County Sheriff's Office. 23-year-old Reginald Harris from Augusta was arrested, and inside, deputies found fake money, stolen credit cards, and say the car itself was stolen. And from the Washington County Facebook post, they say Harris will face charges from all of the counties involved. On top of the charges he already faced from Richmond and Taliaferro counties, where he was already wanted. And today, the Aiken County Coroner's Office made a discovery related to a Richmond County case that started a month ago. Our Audrey Dickerver joins us from the social media desk with more.
For more than a month, family and friends have been looking for Damon Parrish, hoping he would come home safely. From our previous coverage weeks ago, people were commenting and saying how much they have love for him. A very sad ending with today's news. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office says Damon Parrish's body was found in Aiken County after family, friends, and law enforcement have been out looking for him for more than a month. According to the coroner's office, he was found in a wooded area off of Silver Bluff Road near Atomic Road, also near an active highway that has multiple cars driving by every few minutes. Parrish was last seen on Mill Street in Augusta on January 8th, but was active on social media the following day, about 20 minutes away from where he was found yesterday evening. He's a father, brother, friend, and well-known hairstylist in the CSRA, who recently won Male Hairstylist of the Year, with an immense personal impact across the CSRA. Aiken coroner says Parrish's body will be autopsied in Newberry to determine his cause of death. The coroner's office, along with Aiken County Sheriff's Office and Richmond County Sheriff's Office, are continuing to investigate this case. They're also still searching for Caleb White, who is wanted in questioning for Damon Parrish's disappearance. We'll update you once we find out more.
Lots of comments from our previous coverage in those posts. Audrey, thank you for checking in on this today. Now tossing things over to First Alert meteorologist Emily Acton. What can we expect heading into the work week?
We can expect a lot better conditions, Craig. Over this past couple of days, over the weekend, temperatures have been below average, overcast skies, a little bit gloomy out there, and we're still going to be cold overnight tonight. We can expect to see lows in the lower 30s. Some spots might see those upper 20s, but I'm thinking lower 30s for the overall average overnight tonight. But tomorrow we'll warm up to right around 64. Still going to see some cloud cover in the morning and maybe a few clouds in the afternoon, but we will see the sun. So that's definitely some good news to start off our work week. Going to see the sunshine, and that's going to continue into our week, well into our week. Tuesday, we can expect to see plenty of sunshine, and then Wednesday, that's when we're going to see those temperatures kind of rebound and become more seasonable. Average this time of year is in those middle 60s, so we'll see that come Wednesday, but next chance of rain is looking for late Thursday into Friday morning, Craig, and I'll have the timing and what all you can expect broken down coming up soon.
Alrighty, thanks for that update, Emily. Now, right now, work is expected to begin on exit 190 near Lewison Road on Friday to create a diverging diamond traffic pattern. It's been delayed 3 times due to the weather, so Emily will keep an eye on that for us. But if it proceeds on track this time, it is expected to be closed February 22nd at noon and reopened by 6 a.m. February 26th. Now over to Minnesota, a community is mourning the loss of 2 law enforcement officers and a first responder who were killed in a deadly shooting this morning. Officials say they were responding to a domestic abuse situation involving a man who was barricaded in a home with family members, including 7 children. Another police officer was injured and taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. It's not clear what led up to the shooting, but the police chief spoke about the fallen responders.
We're hurting. Okay, we're hurting. Today, 3 members of our team made the ultimate sacrifice for this community. They are heroes.
The suspect was also killed, and family members were able to leave the home safely. Now, it's been a week since the deadly shooting at Joel Osteen's Lakewood megachurch. The shooter was killed, but 2 people were also injured, including the shooter's son, who was shot in the head. They're still hospitalized, but Osteen spoke at a special service today, along with his chief of police there.
This incident is making us stronger, but I want us to pause for just a second. Little Samuel, an innocent little 7-year-old boy. Make sure that we continue to pray every moment for he and his family.
Osteen also echoed the message, praying for the boy's health. And officials say 45-year-old firefighter was killed while 9 other firefighters and 2 other people were injured in a house explosion in Sterling, Virginia. The firefighter killed was identified as Trevor Brown, and the 11 other injuries happened with people being nearby. 4 of those firefighters are still in the hospital with injuries, but they are expected to survive. Multiple firefighters were trapped by debris in the fire, and a neighbor who was next door when the home exploded described the moment they felt the explosion.
I was sitting in my room, and I literally thought somebody hit the side of my house. Something hit the side of my house. I didn't know what it was. It shook the whole house. Everybody ran out of the house. They were scared. I didn't know what happened.
Now, the cause of the fire is still under investigation, but it is believed to be related to propane. And today marks 1 year since former President Jimmy Carter went into hospice care. His grandson Jason Carter told CBS Sunday Morning, while the family has no expectations for his body, his spirit is as strong as ever. Jimmy Carter is the oldest living U.S. president in history at 99 years old. He survived brain cancer, liver cancer, and other health scares. He entered hospice care after a series of hospital stays last year, and Rosalind Carter died in November at the age of 96. The Carter family says today they are grateful for the continued respect for their privacy during this time. And a 17-train car derailed earlier this morning in Marion County near Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, causing a portion of part of Highway 301 to close temporarily. South Carolina Highway Patrol says part of Highway 301 between PD and Sellers was closed to remove the derailed cars and repair the track. Officials say the train, owned by CSX, came off the tracks near Sellers and that 11 of the derailed cars were empty, while the other 6 were carrying wood chips. No one was injured in the derailment, fortunately. And a low tow truck owned by the Maryland Department of Transportation was apparently stolen, with the suspect arrested by police after it smashed through police and other vehicles, as you can see here. Officials say the vehicle was initially responding to a crash when its driver got out to check on a victim. The suspect then hopped in the state truck and took off. Reports say 13 vehicles were hit in total, and police did stop the vehicle and say they had to smash the windows with batons to forcefully remove the suspect. Well, coming up, the South Carolina Republican primary is less than a week away. A look at the political landscape coming up next.
9 of the...
Now, the South Carolina hunting estate belonging to convicted murderer Alex Murdaugh has been sold again. The Moselle home in Colton County sold for more than $1 million. It originally sold last year for $2.6 million, and the identity of the new buyer has not been disclosed. Reports say they plan to develop it as a horse farm. And over to Oregon, a new species has been added to its endangered species list. South resident orcas are now considered an endangered species in the state after a vote on Friday. 3 protection groups lobbied for the orcas to be added. They were added to the federal endangered species list in 2005. A Pacific Council member gave her thoughts on why they are struggling.
So these declines are really attributed to a lack of prey and other pressures such as vessel noise and pollution, but not having their primary diet.
Southern resident orcas spend a lot of time feeding in Oregon's and California's inland and coastal waters. And the last of the old I-74 bridge over here, once a long-standing landmark in Iowa, came down this morning. Controlled explosives were used to take down one of the final pieces of the bridge between Bettendorf and Moline at the Iowa-Illinois border. It was completed in 1936 and was officially out of service in December of 2021. Demolition started last year in June. Well, coming up, Madam Web made its debut in theaters this weekend. Where it fell on the box office top 5 estimates coming up next.
Now at Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast bake goodness into your morning. Choose a biscuit with sausage and egg, biscuit and gravy, or a country fried steak biscuit. Any two, just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Two new movies gave the slumping box office some life. David Daniel has the early estimates for the top 5 films in theaters Friday through Sunday.
What wondrous love is this?
The second installment of Season 4 of The Chosen, episodes 4 through 6, debuted in 5th place with $3.4 million. The animated adventure Migration rose to 4th place on ticket sales of $3.8 million. Argyle fell to 3rd place, taking in $4.7 million. The superhero origin story Madam Web opened in 2nd place, grossing $15.2 million.
With jamming. The thing that jamming was a thing of the past.
Bob Marley, One Love, a look at the reggae icon, was jammin' with $27.7 million, easily debuting #1. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
I've heard nothing but great reviews for that Bob Marley biopic, but that Madam Web movie could sure use a director's cut, if you know what I mean, Emily. Yeah,
I don't,
so
but
it was not the greatest film. I'll say that, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a movie guru like you, Craig. That might even be common knowledge, and I just didn't know it. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah, could definitely use some work. But, what about our weather? Is that going to use any work?
Honestly, it's not looking too bad. Overnight, we're going to definitely flirt with freezing. Right now, we're sitting at 36, so a few more degrees to knock off, and we'll hit that freezing mark. But overall, calm conditions for us. That's some good news. Again, as we head into the overnight hours, we're sitting in those upper 30s, so still a chilly night out there, but nothing too bad. Now, those dew points, very dry out there, and that's just showing that February weather for us. So cold temperatures, low dew points, so that's really showing, again, some dry, cold air for us. We're not seeing any rainfall, not expected to see any rainfall for the majority of our work week. So good news or bad news, depending on if you like the rain or not. But this cloud cover is really going to be moving out throughout the early morning hours tomorrow. We'll see some breaks in the clouds around 8 a.m., but still going to see plenty of sunshine for our Monday. So that's some great news there. Definitely after a dreary weekend, we could use some better sky conditions for us. High temperatures will warm up into those upper 50s, low 60s in some spots, and then we'll do it again for Tuesday. Going to see plenty of sunshine for the start of our week, and high temperatures will become more seasonable as we get into our work week for us. By Wednesday, we'll be in those middle 60s, which is about average for this time of year, but rain chances do come into play late Thursday overnight and into the early morning hours Friday. But check this out. Saturday, Sunday next week looking sunny. Temperatures in those middle and upper 60s, Craig. I feel like we haven't had a sunny weekend in a minute, so I'm very excited for this. Hopefully the forecast stays the same and we're gonna get a sunny weekend. But honestly, this whole week is looking great. I mean, minus the small chance of rain, but good news is it's gonna be overnight, so shouldn't really cause any issues to anybody.
I mean, hey, as someone from DC, I am loving these high temps coming up. Thanks for that, Emily. And as we head to break, here's a live look at Denver and your winning lotto numbers.
It's bow time. SFA Fund 8 is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Your safety comes first with the First Alert Radar Network. First just got faster.
First Alert Radar. Powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group. On your sideline.
All right, check this out. Last week, CSRA's residential PGA golfer Luke List didn't even make the cut a week ago at the Waste Management Open. So this week, imagine the surprise when his name landed in the top 3 at Riviera. Saturday, List was in sole possession of 4th after shooting a 368 round. It's the first time this tour season his name has landed in the top 5 heading into the final round Sunday. After stringing together one of his best front 9 since the century, List's name climbed the list and landed at the top. He held the lead before bogeys on 12 and 15 put him behind second. His saving grace came on 17, where birdie was good enough to end tied for second next to Will Zalatoris, 3 strokes behind winner Hideki Matsuyama.
I don't have quite all the accolades that the top guys do, but I still consider myself a very good player, and I wouldn't be here if I didn't trust in that. So looking at those names, I was really confident that if I get off to a good start, I'd be in the mix, and I was for a little bit. Unfortunately, a few bogeys there cost me, but I didn't really have a number in mind. I was just trying to make as many birdies and keep one foot in front of the other, and was able to do that for the most of the day. Unfortunately, I really didn't think it was that too far back. I felt like there were some birdies out there to be had, and like I showed, and next time I'll hopefully keep it going.
Zalatoris and List will still come out of the Genesis Invitational with a pretty big payout. They'll each claim about $1.8 million. List's last win came in October at the Sanderson Farms Championship. Okay, I have a good friend that always says if it doesn't challenge you, then it doesn't change you. Well, South Carolina was challenged against Georgia, and they ended up changing history while they were at it. Things looked pretty bleak for the undefeated number ones in the first half. 10 turnovers. It sent South Carolina back 35-28 at the half. Don Staley said, slow it down. And inside the tunnel, the Gamecocks jumped back on top in the third quarter, outscoring Georgia 22-9. Carolina overcomes arguably one of the worst first halves of the year. Gamecocks win those 70-56. With the victory, the Gamecocks set a new conference record, 43 consecutive wins in the SEC regular season. It breaks Tennessee and the late great Pat Summitt's mark of 42 from 92 to 96.
Just proud of the former players and our current players to put together, some of the most historical stretches in this league, and it says something to be able to do that, because this is a hard league. It's a hard league to stay healthy. It's a hard league to win. It's a hard league to just win at home and on the road, and we were able to do that.
Despite South Carolina turning the ball over 18 times, the Bulldogs couldn't find momentum in the second half. Georgia only managed 21 points in the second half. This week, they have a chance to earn the SEC regular season championship. South Carolina remains the only undefeated D1 program in college basketball. Georgia Tech almost had the upset against 6th-ranked Wolfpack, and Clemson drops against Pittsburgh.
Well, we didn't have any rainfall today, and that trend's going to continue for our work week. I'll have a final check, though, on your forecast coming up.
Thanks so much, Emily. If you've been hurt on the job, there's some things that you may be surprised about what happens once you file a claim. The phone number for you to call and get some expert legal advice is 844-706-1212. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
At Babcock Home Furniture and More with up to 50% off. Easy credit, plus we'll pay your sales tax February 16th through the 19th. Babcock Home Furniture and More.
This is Makila, crisis counselor. How may I help you?
If you're thinking about suicide or worried about a loved one or would like emotional support, help is available 24/7. Call or text 988. When you call, you will find caring, compassionate, and certified counselors on the other end.
What you share with me is confidential.
I'm Georgia First Lady Marty Kemp. I'm here to tell you it's okay to not be okay. There is hope. Call or text 988. It's confidential.
One more story before we go. Polar bear couldn't contain his excitement as he rolled around in the fresh snow at the St. Louis Zoo in Missouri on Friday. Video shared by the zoo yesterday shows Callie, the orphan polar bear, rubbing his back and head into the snow before shaking it off. National Weather Service says the area received 5.7 inches of snow on Friday. Very adorable, but I am definitely hoping we don't see anything like that in the rest of our February. Emily.
Look at him just running around. That's so cute. Just rolling in the snow.
So cute. I love to see it.
Snow
Yeah.
angels.
We're we're definitely not going to see any weather like that, thankfully. But he looked like he had some fun over there.
Yeah.
So,
it works for him, you know?
Yeah,
It doesn't work for us.
I agree with that. Yeah, we're not going to see any snow for the next 7 days at least. Sunny sky conditions are going to come back into the picture. Again, we've had a kind of a gloomy weekend, but we'll coast in those lower 60s for the start of the week. Sunny sky conditions again by Wednesday will be more seasonable. Average high temperatures will be in those middle 60s, and then we'll reach the 70s by the end of the week, but rain chances come into play late Thursday overnight and into the early morning hours Friday. Really shouldn't cause too many issues though, so that's definitely some good news. And checking out next weekend, good to see sunny sky conditions and temperatures in those middle 60s. I am looking forward to next Saturday and Sunday.
Well, thanks for that, Emily, and thank you for joining us here on News 12 at 11. I'm Craig Allison, but be sure to stick around for our guys at Law Call coming up right after this.